You know, Friendship University, that came out earlier this season, is a prime example of how a story could be done right and be done in a way that allows one to investigate while the other is covering for them, even if that other starts to get caught up in their masquerade. But it was a prime example of how to do a certain story like that correctly. But when you go back a season and you watch the episode Once Upon a Zeppelin, you start wondering and asking, and even I'm looking at it this way, why didn't they apply this kind of a story or this kind of storytelling to that, instead of having it be like a minor jab at the fans again, but overall being a story arc of deception and scamming? Why couldn't they have done that? Well, obviously, it's because, as some people put it, Season 7 was used as a season to pander to the fans, as well as also take a shot at them. That's basically what it was. Sorry about that. That it was nothing more than a season of pandering, and, in the case of some episodes, taking a shot at the fans. But when you take a look at Once Upon a Zeppelin, you take a look at something that missed out on a major opportunity, especially if you have some pony like Twilight Sparkle and even Princess Cadance involved. Because when one looks at those two characters should have been the most suspicious about what was going on. And to me, the moment that really sticks out to where Twilight should have been suspicious about what was going on was when they got on the airship. Her and her family got on the airship, and her parents basically acknowledged that they don't know what contest they won to get this free cruise. And Twilight's reaction was an appropriate reaction, like, wait a minute, you don't know? You don't know how you won this? You don't know what contest you won this from? And Twilight Velvet's response is, hey, if someone offers you a free vacation, you just sign the papers, don't ask questions. Now that right there is a red flag. Because unless, and this is true to real life, unless it's a well-renowned radio station or television station or cable network or whatever that's putting a contest together, and the prize at the end is free tickets to an event or a cruise or whatever, only then can you claim legitimacy. And sometimes that's not even true, but you kind of get the idea. Basically, about 90% of the time can you claim legitimacy when it comes to those kind of contests. But when it comes to a contest that's basically like, you open up your mail, it says, hey, here's your tickets, you won a free cruise, just fill these out. But it doesn't tell you what contest you won. That's a major red flag. And to me, that should have been a red flag for Twilight. And even though she wanted to keep her family happy and even make herself happy, because there was so many plans, so many things she knew they wanted to probably do or would interest them, or whatever. And of course, there being a major event happening while they're cruising through the sky in this airship, the northern lights that she wants to see, or the northern stars. It's one thing to want to do all that, but it's another to do it without knowing how you even got this opportunity. So, how it should have went is like this. You could have kept most of what you had for the rest of the episode. You could have done that. But this is Twilight we're talking about. This is Cadance we're talking about. You should have had a red flag go up, not just for Twilight, but it should have gone up for Cadance as well. Like, something just doesn't seem right. Something seems off. And what you could have done is you could have gone and had Twilight plan out, what activities and stuff that her family could do. And then when the moment is right, allow her, and maybe with the help of Cadance, go around and investigate. And when one, mostly Twilight, as it's seen in the episode, finds out exactly who's behind this, you have her agree to the terms, but then you have her acknowledge to her parents when Iron Will is gone, to her family, like, okay, I agree to do this, but here's what we're going to do. I'll agree to what I'll agree to, greet and meet with these ponies that have come to see me in Cadance, but while I and she, because you got to have Cadance involved too, are doing this, it'll allow you guys, Shining Armor, maybe her parents, to go around and investigate. Try to gather enough evidence so that when the time is right, they can expose Iron Will's true intentions and his scheme and how he truly got the princesses there to the public, to those that boarded the airship. And yes, you could even involve the honorary family member, Star Tracker. I think that's what his name was. And yeah, that's a real name he got, Linkara, if you're listening. But you could have had him get involved too. And yeah, you could have still kept in the moment where she missed out on the Northern Stars, got frustrated, took her anger out, and all that. But at the same time, you could have had everybody be like, okay, we know she's frustrated, she missed this, and she's frustrated that, they can't find enough evidence to kind of expose Iron Will, and then you can go from there. But I think how it should have went, honestly, folks, how it should have went is you could have had everything happen, but as a cover-up, while Twilight and Cadance are greeting these ponies that Iron Will, who is the antagonist in this episode, brought aboard to be part of this meet and greet, or promised that, hey, you'll have these two princesses to meet and greet. While they're doing that, you could have had them doing it while allowing, her family, like Shining Armor, maybe her dad, maybe her mom, investigate and try to find evidence, and maybe even Star Tracker later on to go out and find evidence to, expose Iron Will. And again, and even if that's just a brief moment, you still could have followed through on doing what you did afterwards, to where they gather together in time to see the Northern Stars. Twilight shows up, sees that she missed them because she was committed to keeping her end of the bargain to distract all these other ponies and Iron Will to allow her family to do this investigating. You could have had her get frustrated, go through the same scene again, had Cadance talk to her and comfort her over what happened, and then you could have gone from there. Then you could have gone from there and did what you did. But I think, again, the major issue I have with it, and I'm sure a lot of fans have with it, is this is Twilight. Twilight is smarter than this. Yes, there are times in several episodes where she doesn't seem like she is, but she is smarter than this. And the moment her family says they have no idea, or at least her dad says, hey, I have no idea how we won this, what contest we won to get here, that should have been the red flag. That should have been the opportunity for her, and along with Cadance, to go out and investigate. And once they find out, or she finds out who's behind it, have her come up with a plan to, go through the agreement she made with Iron Will, but as a distraction to allow her family to investigate and try to find enough evidence to go against Iron Will, and to show the rest of the ponies that came on board, that, hey, he promised you me and Cadance would be here, but he didn't tell you how he got us here. And there you go. You go from there. So, anyway, that's how it should have went. If I was helping out with the episode, that, in my opinion, is how I would have done it. I would have had her throughout, at the early part of the episode, investigate along with Cadance, and then afterwards have her and Cadance, or just her, agree to Iron Will's terms, but as a cover-up later on to allow her family, maybe even Cadance, investigate and try to find enough evidence to go against Iron Will. And then, even if that's a short period of doing that, you could still go and do what you've done before. You still go and present the story the way you've done before. So that's really all I'm gonna say on it, guys. But yeah, that's how to me, when I look at Once Upon a Zeppelin, it's a good episode, a bit of a jab at the fans, but like I said, but what I just said here and how I feel it could have gone, especially when you're involving some pony like Twilight and Cadance. Yeah, I think having them investigate and then having one or both investigate while the rest of the family tries to find out more evidence to go against Iron Will and acknowledge to the ponies on board that, hey, Iron Will did say we were going to be here, but he didn't tell you how he did it, and you could have gone from there. And you could have gone from there. Like I said, you could have still, even afterwards, when they find out they can't get they can't find any evidence, you could have still done your moment where they at least say, hey, at least we're seeing this, and then Twilight comes out and realizes she misses the Northern Stars, and go from there. That's about it. That's how I feel it should have went. So, let me know what you guys think, though. Do you agree with my thought process? Do you think that's how they should have done it? Or how would you have done it? Let me know down below. Comment if you like. And I'll talk to y'all later.